If you ask who Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahri is, you will find no mention of his name on the internet, except as the obscure sheikh who smashed the nose of the Sphinx, with no biography available to inform us about his standing in Egyptian society. Al-Maqrizi states in his Khitat that Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahr was one of the Sufis of the Khanaqah of Sa'id al-Su'ada, which had been founded by Salah ad-Din in al-Jamaliyya in 1168 CE or 564 AH. According to al-Maqrizi, in 1379 CE or 780 AH, Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahr disfigured the face of the Sphinx and damaged it. Al-Maqrizi adds, and it has remained in that state to this day, and from that time the sand overwhelmed many lands of Giza. However, al-Maqrizi's statement is questionable in its accuracy, because al-Maqdisi, in his travels to Egypt, who predates al-Maqrizi by 418 years, mentioned in Ahsan al-Taqasim fi Ma'rifat al-Aqalim that the nose of the Sphinx was already broken. He did not specify who broke it, but instead attributed the breaking of the nose to the devil, Shaitan. He expressed this by saying, "There is an idol which they claim the devil, Shaitan, used to enter and speak from within it, until its nose and lips were broken." The archaeologist Muḥammad al-Sābiʿ, in his study, The Scientific Historical Truth of the Breaking of the Sphinx's Nose, argued, after extensive research, that the breaking of the Sphinx's nose occurred in ancient Egyptian history, specifically during the 18th dynasty, and more precisely under the reign of King Akhenaten, as part of his sweeping campaign to eradicate any mention or symbol of the god Amun. Regardless of whether this view is ultimately favored or not, it is certain that Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahr was not involved in that act. There were two individuals in that period who bore the name Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahr. The first was the judge Tajuddin Muḥammad ibn Muḥammad ibn Muḥammad ibn al-Mulay al-Misri. He served as a preacher, khatib, at the madrasa of Sultan Hassan. He was born in 1326 CE, or 726 AH, and died in 1394 CE, or 796 AH. He was appointed to the position of Chief Inspector of Markets, Ra'is al-Hisba, on the 1st of November 1381 CE, or 5th of Sha'ban 783 AH. As for the second, who was more likely to be the one intended in the story, he was Sheikh Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahr, whose full and real name was Muḥammad ibn Siddiq al-Tabrizi. There is little information about his biography, except that his name appears among the obituaries of the year 786 AH in the work of Ibn Tagri Birdi. He states in al-Najm al-Zahira fi Mulk Misr wal-Qahir, Ṣāījm al-Dahr, Sheikh Muḥammad ibn Siddiq al-Tabrizi, the Sufi, passed away on the night of Monday, the 15th of Ramadan in Cairo, 7th of November, 1384 CE. He had remained for more than 40 years fasting continuously throughout the entire year, except for the days of Eid and the days of Tashriq. He would break his fast with chickpeas worth of fals, mixing them with nothing but salt. He was of immense devotion in worship. The reason for preferring the second identification is that when al-Maqrizi spoke about the two men, he distinguished between them by adding the title, the Sufi. It is therefore most likely that the person intended was the Sufi Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahri. It is almost certain that al-Maqrizi erred when he mentioned the Sufi Ṣāījm al-Dahri as the one who smashed the nose of the Sphinx in 1379 CE. However, al-Maqrizi's mistake has a plausible explanation. Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahri the Sufi was known for his strict stance against what he regarded as religious wrongdoing. His reputation was further strengthened by the fact that rulers responded to his interventions. This is supported by a story recorded by Ibn Iyas in his chronicle Badayt al-Zuhur fi Awqat al-Duhur concerning Ṣāījm al-Dahri. Ibn Iyas relates, under the events of Rabayt al-Akhir, 781 AH or November 1379 CE, that the fasting sheikh went to the Emir Baraka, who was involved in administering the affairs of the Egyptian state alongside al-Zahir Saif ad-Din Barquk, and complained that immorality and sinful behavior had become widespread in the canals and at Birqat al-Ratli. In response, Emir Baraka ordered the canals and the lake to be closed off with chains. This included sealing the mouths of the Qantarat al-Sad and Qantarat Mawrida, and preventing boats from entering the canals at Birqat al-Ratli. Many poets composed verses criticizing Emir Baraka's decision, which had been issued at the instigation of Sheikh Ṣāījm al-Dahri. This reputation may have led al-Maqrisi to associate him with an act of iconoclastic destruction. In sum, the historical evidence strongly suggests that Muḥammad Ṣāījm al-Dahri was a devout and austere Sufi known for moral activism, but there is no reliable proof that he was responsible for breaking the nose of the Sphinx.